friends, welcome to my channel JP's Crochet, and I'm your host Amber. Well, I have another crank and chat with you. So I recently had been seeing I saw somebody post something about a drop stitch scarf. I have already made drop stitch scarves and they are not easily accessible right now, so I'm just gonna make one for you while we sit here and chat. Just about whatever and anything and everything. So the supplies that I'm going to be using today is, I will say that, I mean, depending on your machine will depend on what yarn you use, because every machine has a mind of its own and what yarn it uses. So mine really loves Care and Simply Soft, and I knew I had this silver gray color, sorry. And I also had a dark purple in the Care and Simply Soft. So I was like, you know what? I am going to make a two-tone drop stitch scarf with these two colors. With the drop stitch scarf, you want to have waste yarn. So this is just some like scrap yarn that I have that I've been using as waste yarn. You want to make sure that your waste yarn is a color that you can very visibly see these colors next to, like contrasting. So I'm going to use this white. So you can see they're still kind of in these, I didn't even undo these waste yarns. They're still in their waste yarn form. So it's super easy. I just gotta find the one end and just pull them out. But there's, they frog really fast. But these drop stitch scarves are so light, airy, and you could almost, wear them around the house, almost wear them around outside. I need to do some cleaning on this machine. It's got a little fiber dust all over it. So I'm gonna reset my counter, even though I don't need to. I always like to reset even at the beginning. Make sure my first black pin is at the beginning, because I'm going to start my scarf off. I'm doing this the wrong way, hold on. I'm going to start my scarf with this waste yarn on that. So I cast on like any other project, paying attention even as I talk. I may have to be quiet for a minute just because my brain, like, it can't, I mean, I can a little bit, but I'm going really slow. If I wasn't talking and trying to do this with you, record the video, it would be a little faster, not much. All right, now I've got it cast on, and I'm going to put my yarn in the feeder. Now, I'm not doing the kind of videos where you see people, straight down on the machines. These aren't necessarily tutorials. This is really just crank and chat, and I'll talk through my process as I go. But there are so many people out there that have already done tutorials on this that are awesome. I mean, their tutorial is how I taught myself to be able to do this for you. So fingers crossed I don't mess this up. So getting this stuff out of my way over here. I keep scooting it over here by my crank, and I'm like, no, I need to move it where it's not over here by the crank. So I have just enough yarn here that it should crank about, I think it was about 3 or 4 rounds. I try to do the recommendation, they say anywhere from 4 to 7 rounds on my machine before I add on my project yarn. So anywho, I'm gonna get going and get my waste yarn cranked on. Can't tell if this is a tied knot or a got tangled and tried to pull through or not. Un momento, por favor. That's about the most Spanish I know. Un momento, por favor, and hola, ¿cómo estás? That's it. Well, I mean, I know a few things, but it's pretty much limited to those phrases. Okay, I can't get this knot out, so oh, that is, you know what? I'm not gonna worry about tying this back. We're just gonna call this scrap yarn, and we're going to actually, I'm gonna crank this back off and use this one, and then I have a yellow one I'll use, which is fine. Actually, I only need it for the beginning. The other end, I don't need waste yarn to do the drop stitch. I just need the first end, the cast on end. So I'm going to start over. All right, where is my beginning? There it is. I need to put that down. One of these days I'm gonna break a tooth on this machine because I don't put I don't close my feeder all the time on some projects, and it's not till I hear it click click clicking and I'm like, oh, whoopsies, I need to, dang it, not paying attention here. I'm just gonna be quiet for just a couple seconds, so just bear with me, because my brain for some reason just cannot do the zigzagginess that I need to do with this cast on and talk. All right, so I've got it on there, and now I'm going to put it in my feeder. It is literally still in this. I'm just gonna let it frog, and it just pulls out easily because I'm pulling it from the one end. There we go. This will be better. We shouldn't have any knots in this one. We may have a tingle at the end on the last round, but anywho, this is definitely one of my favorite things to do next to crocheting. There's just something soothing about hearing the cranking. Now, I will say that my arm does get tired, but you know, I don't mind, to be honest. They do make drill attachments that you can attach to these and do it. I don't know, like, I'm leery of breaking my machine. I know others out there do it successfully, but my streak for luck with things like that, I don't want to take the chance, so I just don't do it. And I'll do a project or two, and then I'll take a couple days off from cranking. So I'm actually coming around to my last round here. So I have literally about that much left. I'm opening up my yarn guide. Now, let's see. Do we want to, I don't know. I might just do, you know what? We're going to do we're just going to do a purple drop stitch. And then if I know I'll have enough after this to maybe make another one. And so that's when I'll use that half of what's left here to mix with the gray. And I'll make that off camera. But just to make it easy, I'm going to do just one color. Because, I don't know, just less color changes. Let's see. I'm trying to think. I'm going to leave about 18 inches or so, maybe 12 to 18, somewhere in there. I just guess. Just a big guesser. And then what I like to do is there's these two tails hanging in the middle from where I just joined my new yarn from the waste yarn. So I'm going to hold on to those until it grabs the purple and goes down in, pulls it down in. And then I'm going to go back to, I need to pull a little bit out of my skein here because if you watched my last crank and chat, they don't like tension coming out of here. So you want to make sure you don't have too much tension coming out of your skein or ball or cake or whatever. But you want some, but not a lot. So that's why you'll see some people hold it, and I'm literally just letting it run through. Okay, since I'm in the middle of a row, and I haven't finished a full round yet, I'm going to actually reset my counter again. So that way when it comes back around, it'll be a finished 1 when it clicks to 1. And I'm gonna do 100 rows or rounds. And then we will go about doing the actual drop stitch. Oh my gosh, the first time I did that, I will say it is a little nerve-wracking doing the drop stitch scarf because you literally drop stitches on purpose. You know that whole, you don't want to drop stitches and you don't want to, you know, when you're crocheting or knitting or Tunisian or whatever, or knitting machines, you know, you don't want to drop stitches. But this pattern is purposefully drop stitches. So, but the effect that it does, oh my goodness, is so cool. So when I get done with this project, you'll see, I'm going to go back because I'm just thinking about it now. I didn't come prepared. So I don't have one of my finished ones I've already done to show you at the beginning of the video, which I know a lot of people like to see the finished product at the beginning. So what I will do is I will actually probably record a small intro video or something to kind of fit in there and show you guys at the beginning what I end up making from this project. Or maybe it'll be just the picture, you know, I'll show a picture at the beginning before the intro. Something will be there. I don't know yet. So, but yeah, these drop stitch scarves, I tell ya, they're so soft. Especially if you do it with this Care and Simply soft. It's like butter. It is so soft in my fingers. Like, oh my goodness. It's buttery soft. So as of the recording of this video right now, my beanie number 2 tutorial came out this morning, and I'm already getting responses back from it. Very positive responses. So thank you guys so much for taking the time to just watch that, even if you don't make it. I would like to maybe become monetized one day, so I am trying to, you know, pump out material for you guys to enjoy. My daughter is away on a mission trip this week, so I'm taking full advantage and letting my 2 boys play the PlayStation and video games and watch TV so I can, you know, get out a bunch of recordings. Because for some reason when she's here, I don't know why, but she's my little parent, little mama. She tries to be anyway, which can get her in trouble a lot. And it's just, for some reason, she's always like shadowing me, you know, like, and I don't want to do this in front of you guys. I just want to do it without, I don't know, feeling weird in front of my kids. Is anybody else like that? You know, I know some parents, there's a piece of, like, something on my yarn in here. Anybody else like that with their kids? Like, they don't like to, I don't know, I'm not performing, but like recording videos where I'm talking to myself, basically. Well, I mean, you know, when you're watching it now on the YouTube, I'm talking to you, but like, you know, if you know what I mean, you know what I mean. So, we are at 23 rows, so anywho, when she is home, I try to get, you know, I'll still record even when she's around, but I either try to get the kids to go outside and play, or, I don't know. I hate to admit that I am a lazy mama and allow my kids to sit in front of a TV so I can come over and do this. I mean, it's about the only way I can get quiet, so, and, you know, like, I tell you what, if I didn't let them, they would literally be at my door, knocking on the door, going, Mom, and, you know, they'd be fighting, or, you know, they'd be yelling and screaming, playing, but yelling and screaming, and it's just, can you guys just be quiet? So, I told them they could play it for a little while, and then around lunchtime, we're going to shut it off, and I'm going to try my best to get them outside today, because it's supposed to be another gorgeous day. We're in the 80s somewhere. It's 69 right now, but I don't know what our high is. It's supposed to be in the 80s, I think. Low 80s, I think. So the humidity level right now is amazing because it's not very high, so our temperatures, even though they're higher, they're not as hot yet. Now, when it gets above like 85, it's, you know, usually it's, well, I mean, it was almost 85 yesterday, and it was gorgeous. Like, I took the kids to a park yesterday after dinner. We went to Chick-fil-A for dinner, and we went to a park and let them play. We met up with a friend of one of our boys that lives down in the area that we went to. So, story time. My youngest son wanted a yellow blanket, and I've said this multiple times on here. And so, I'm actually running 2 yarns together. I'm using, I love this yarn from Hobby Lobby in a, oh, it's a yellow. It's like a sunshine yellow or something. I'm not sure what the colorway exact name is. It's sitting right here next to me, but I don't know. I don't want to disturb the bag right now because, you know, I just And then it's using a Big Twist ombre, like a, well, it's just Big Twist value, but it's called Sunshine or Sunrise ombre. It's the one ombre without the pink in it. It's got oranges and pale yellows and the more sunshine yellow in it. It's almost like a sunrise. I think it is sunrise ombre because it kind of has those colors from a sunrise, you know, or a sunset, because they're both very similar in color sometimes. But anyway, I'm running the 2 together, and a while back I had only bought 1 skein of the ombre. Well, and I finally decided to use it in something, but I'm using it to make a blanket, and I'm going to make a decent sized blanket, and I think it's going to be slightly bigger than a twin. I think I'm going to go about a full size, depending on how much yarn it's going to take. If it takes more than what I've already bought, I don't know, we'll see. Anywho, so story. There's 3 Joannes. Yeah, there's 3 Joannes in my metro. So I live in the metro, and so there's many like little suburbs and cities and, you know, whatnots around us, around the main actual metro. So the main city. So the one Joann's that I go to is about 10 minutes south of my house. Not too far. It's easy to go, just hop down and go to on a whim if I wanted to. And I usually do. Anywho, I dropped down there to go, or actually we went to the zoo yesterday, and I stopped by the Joann's to go grab some more yarn, because I'm like, I need some more yarn to keep going on this blanket, because I had enough yarn to go like maybe half a row on my blanket, and I was done, you know, like I needed more yarn. So I stop in there, I walk to the yellow section of the Big Twist, and all they have is the one yellow with the pink in it, the one yellow ombre print, variegated, whatever you want to call it, skein of yarn. Packed full, like the whole thing was full with it. Alright, I'm at 62, so I got a few more rows before I need to pay attention. And they don't have any. So I actually started scouring shelves, and because they had boxes other places with Big Twist in it, and some of the ombres in it, or like the prints and stuff. And so I was actually digging in other boxes and, you know, trying to look through the little handle holes of the boxes that they hadn't emptied yet. And oh, I was bound and determined to find this yarn, because I was like, I need more. Like, I literally cannot make a blanket out of what I've already made. So I could barely make a baby blanket out of what I already made. Like, so anywho, I got on the app in the store, and it said they had 5 available. So I went one more time for a few more minutes, because I had kids waiting on me out in the car, and went and tried to scour some more for it. The kids are starting to get kind of unruly out there. So anywho, I finally just give up, and I look in the app again at the other store that's somewhat close to me, well, they're both, the other two are actually not quite like just a hop, skipping away. They're like jaunts. They're a little bit more jaunts. They're more like 20-25 minutes-ish, somewhere there. So I look on the app for the other one, or one of the other two. One is technically over in another state, but it's like still about 20 minutes away. It may be a little further away, like 25 minutes, where the second one was 20 minutes away. I don't know, it's hard. They're kind of in different directions, but they both take about 20 or, 20 to 30 minutes to get to. So the one that was the next closest, I guess you could say, had 8. They said they had 8. So I'm like, well, maybe my luck they will have, because I was like, I'm going to order at least 3 or 4, because they were with this, they had a sale going on, and if you bought it online and picked it up in the store, you got another like 20 or 25% off, so that's what I did. I got home, I put 4 in my cart, and then I went, well, it's $12. Like, I need to go for 4 of them. It was like 11 something. And so I was like, I need to add some more. So I went ahead and added more yarn to my cart. And so I got more of all this yarn that I already got before, except for the slime. I didn't get any more slime. And because I plan on making a blanket in the colors I used for my birthday blanket, I'm going to use in an Apache Tears blanket. But instead of white, I'm going to run black with it. Not run with it, but like, it's instead of white, so it's going to be the rainbow colors of my birthday blanket, but with where the white is, I'll put black. Now we're at 80 rows. Goes by quick. I don't see any drop stitches or anything, so I think we're doing good. So anywho, I placed my order and went, well, shoot, I need a reason to drive all the way over to this town to buy this, or to pick this up from that Joann's. So I was like, well, I know a kid that lives over there near a park. Maybe he could meet us, after dinner, and we can go get Chick-fil-A for dinner over there, right next to the park, basically, like half a mile down the road to a mile, something like that. So we went and picked up Chick-fil-A. The traffic was atrocious last night trying to get through the main area. So the interstate was just, whew, it was slow moving. At between 5 and 5:30. So we made it down to the Chick-fil-A, and we had about 25 minutes before I said we were going to meet these people at the park. So I was like, well, we might as well just go through the drive-thru, order our food, and then drive down, and we'll just eat the food real quick before they play. We were able to eat most of our food before they actually got there, so thankfully it worked out really nicely. I sat and chatted with the mom for a while, and my husband went off and played with the boys, and eventually we left, and then I went to Joann's and picked up my order, and I came home, and I'm unpacking the bag. My husband goes, I think you're done buying yarn for a while. You have plenty of yarn. This is getting to be an expensive hobby. So I'm going to try to be on my best behavior and, appease him for a while. Oh, okay, I'm at 94. Oh, hold on a second. I'm gonna actually hang up on this. Oh, my kids are getting kind of unruly out there, so hopefully I don't have to pause this and come back. I'm gonna just kind of hope for the best. Alright, we're at 96. I tell you what, this scarf and these drop stitch scarves are so cool. I really am kicking myself for not being more prepared and grabbing that. Oh, those other ones, but we'll make it work. So, anywho, yeah. I kind of have to put myself in a little bit of a yarn diet. I do have a lot. I need to, start doing something with all this yarn. That's what I'm trying to do. Alright. We just hit 100 rows. Yes, because you're along for the ride. Okay, I hear laughter, so we're good. I'm going to do they say to do long tails. I'm gonna go ahead and do a long tail because I just, you know, paranoia. And I end up usually wasting a lot of yarn when I knit on this machine. Well, I'm not really knitting, but you know, when I use the machine. So I'm pulling out one of my darning needles. Okay, it's sad when they are being loud enough that I can hear them in here. All right, so the way you do a drop stitch is normally, I'm gonna scooch this out a little bit. Normally, when you make hats and stuff and scarves on here, you pull off every single, you put your needle through every loop, so that way you don't have any loops dropping off of your work and unraveling your work. Well, this project is very specifically done with dropping stitches. For this part, you know what? I'm gonna pull you down just a little bit so you can see what I'm doing, and then I will move us back up when I'm to the point where I'm gonna be putting it together. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to, well, I need to pull this, make sure it goes around my last white needle. And then I'm going to crank it just a little bit to where it, see how the white needle just kind of popped down and disappeared? And then I'm going to pull the black one down. I'm going to grab this first black, where the first loop where the black needle is. Well, and try and grab the whole thing. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Don't drop the whole thing. No. Oh, whew, I got it. All right, and then I pull up my yarn, and then I'm going to crank past the second one. So it's going to be every other one I'm going to grab. So on these adding machines, you have 3 black needles. So you grab the first one and the third one, and then you skip the first white one and go to the next white one. And you just literally keep doing this all the way around, skipping one and grabbing one. And make sure you grab the whole loop. And I'm just gonna keep going, and I'm gonna actually speed up this part, I think. Well, I keep saying I want to speed that up, but you know what? Who cares? I'll just try to keep talking. I'm gonna grab a quick sip from my water that's sitting right here. I had this cup custom made. I took an image and it says God, family, and country, and it's an American, like a rustic American flag, and someone custom made that for me, a friend of mine that was into the, oh, she's not doing it anymore, but she did like t-shirts, and she started doing these cups. But I recently, well, several months ago, I guess, I don't know. I honestly don't know when it was, but I saw her sometime in the last 6 months to a year. I saw that she was selling off all her supplies because she, I guess, you know, she just had her 3rd baby last year, so she's so cute and getting so big. She's gonna be a year old soon, and but you know, she's busy with the 3 kids, homeschooling them, and well, the 2 kids homeschooling, and you know, all their activities that they do, and I believe they are a farming family, so you know, they have that they have to, you know, they're just super busy. So anywho, I like my cup. The only thing I wish it had was a handle. Because I'd be, seriously, like, that cup would go everywhere with me. And I mean, it is right now only because I left one of my cups that I have. It's another good, you know, keeps my water cold kind of cup. You know, one of those double wall stainless steel cups. But it has a handle that I can carry it with. from the top. But I left it at a friend's house who lives far enough away that, you know, we don't really see each other every day. And it's not like I can just hop skipping away over there, my way over there and pick it up from her. So I kind of have to wait till I meet up with her, which it's fine. I got, you know, I've got cups that I can use. All right, so I've made it around. And then what I'm actually going to do is, since we skipped those other ones, the work hasn't come off the thing. Normally when you crank it like I just did, the work will fall off because it drops the stitches off of the hooks or the needles or whatever, the teeth. But because we did every other stitch, the even stitches are still on the machine. So we have to crank one more time and you'll see it like falling off of there. So I'm going to grab it. I actually have a hole in my table, so it doesn't just fall to the table. It'll fall to the ground. I'll show you here. You can kind of sort of see the hole right here. This is the hole right here. I don't know. Right there's the hole. You can see my foot down there. My husband actually took a tabletop. This is from Home Depot, and he bought like, oh, what are these? 2x2 wood pieces, and made legs, or made a base for it to sit on. So I'm actually gonna move, I think I'm gonna pause real quick, move this machine out of my way so I don't accidentally, if I hit the machine, you know, my tripod, I don't knock you guys over and you guys go for a ride. And then I will come back and show you how we finish up this drop stitch scarf. So hold on just a second and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back and I'm much closer. All right, so we finished our project off the machine, or got it off the machine. I went and yelled at the kids to calm down and, you know, be quiet. And as I opened up the door, the kitty cat decided she wanted to be like, hey Mom, it's crazy out there, I went in here. Yes, you wanted to come in here where you could be safe from all those kiddos out there, huh? Say hi, Luna. Yeah, she loves Mama right now because her human's not here right now, so she is very much attached to me at the moment, which I think's awesome. So, anywho, would you stop rubbing on my tripod? That's where all the shaking's coming from. It's from her rubbing on the tripod. I'm leaving this stuff in. I think it's so fun when that stuff happens, to be honest, when I'm watching other people. So, you can see how the purple makes like a dashed mark line through there. I'm going to actually go around and pick up all those stitches on this side. So, I have to remember here. I think I want to go this way. Sorry, it took me a moment to remember which way I wanted to go. It really doesn't matter. So, yes, the one end you go into every other, but this end I'm going into all of them, because if I didn't, our project would come unraveled. So I'm going through and literally just picking up all my stitches, trying to turn it and show you. So let's see if I can do this backwards. I can visualize it, I can see. Okay, here we go. So this loop right here, oops. Okay, now it's upside down. Okay. You can see it right here. So whoops, I don't want the white. Okay, stop it. I just want the purple. So I'm literally just gonna go behind all the purples, the purple dash marks. Get those tails out of my way. I'm going cross-eyed, darn it, do this. All right, so you get the idea. So, you know, you're picking up all your loops. Make sure, you know, you don't miss any. You should have 46 if you have the Addy. Then there's other sizes too. Like you can make this on any of the sizes of the Centros, the Addies. They'll just be skinny scarves instead of, you know, these little bit fatter scarves, which is fine. It's, you know, depends on what your preference is. So I'm literally just going around looking down, not looking at you. I don't know why I'm going so slow. I can pick up a few at a time and then pull it through. And my tail, I should have got, see, this is why they tell you to do a long tail. But by the time you're done and you cinch it all up, you have all that wasted yarn. So I try to make the tail a little shorter, and then I just, like, I guess cinch it as I go, so that way I can keep my tail long. Because there is seriously a lot of waste when it comes to these knitting machines. But, you know, there's other ways to use up that waste yarn, like this white, you know, it's waste yarn. And I'll show you here in just a minute when I get all the way back around. I'm only halfway around. Did not realize this would take me so long. I'm gonna pause the video and finish this and come back. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back again. All right, so I'm actually going to cinch it up just a little bit just to keep my tail long. And then, how do you get this waste yarn off? Well, because this is the cast off row, it's actually really easy. You just find the tail that you ended with. Actually, sorry, this is the cast on row, so this one's actually harder. So what you actually have to do is you have to undo the first round, I guess you'd say, because it's kind of I can't find it for some reason. There we go. So you want to basically pull out the tail from that first round of stitches to where then you have live stitches again. Because when you take your needle and you sew up like I just did with all the purple, I basically did what this white one's doing, where it's causing it to where they don't fall out. Now, if this was the cast off row, I could just easily pull it out. But what I do is I just roll it up until I find that this top loop right here, which is my tail. I'm gonna pull it through. And I actually go a few stitches ahead, so I don't have to sit here and do each end of it. I can actually pull it through, you know, several at a time. If you can do it well enough, you can go all the way to like halfway and pull it through and get done quicker. So I'm going, like, I've gone, you know, 4 or 5 at a time here, 5 or so time. But yeah, just I find that first loop, pull it through, and you'll see the magic happen when I get done with this pulling out here. There is a fast method that's called like pulling out waste yarn in 5 seconds or something like that, removing waste yarn in like 5 seconds or something. And oh my gosh, that is so cool. And I just, you know, I have to reference videos quite often if I haven't done it enough. And I haven't done that one enough yet because I've literally had this machine for like maybe 3 or 4 months now. And it hasn't been something I played with every single day and done every single project that you can do. So, all right, here's the magic. I just pulled it all out. Now I'm gonna tuck this tail in here so I don't, you know, ravel it up, but you literally just frog it, pull it out, and I keep catching this one, so I'm gonna pull that one in there too. That's the first tail that you put inside the machine when you first put on your waste yarn. Oh, look at all those fibers fly. And there comes the last one. Oh, I'm holding onto that one, that's why. This one's still wrapped up a little bit, so I just gotta carefully pull it out. Do. That's what I go to when I don't know what to say. I'm like, do. All right, why are we, there we go. There we go. All right, waste yarn is removed. The only downfall to removing waste yarn then is you have this pile of yarn, which now it's not in that pretty little, you know, waste yarn crown that I like to call it. Let go of my fingers. All right, so I'm just gonna kind of cinch this down a little bit. All right, not too much. And then the other end, I'm gonna pull my tail and kind of cinch it up too. You know, you gotta make sure you roll it so you get all the stitches down in there. Make sure you get them all down in there. And it should look something like that. All the stitches are down in there. So you can kind of see those drops, how those are very large stitches. This is where the fun comes in. These scarves, I tell you what, they're so much fun to make, and they're kind of nerve-wracking at the beginning because you're pulling it out and you feel like you're going to ruin the thing. But as long as you know, you have your one end, all your stitches on your, you know, your yarn, if you picked up all of them at the cast off end, you should be fine. I mean the cast on end. So what you're going to do is you're actually going to hold it up here and you're going to start like pulling. Look at this. Oh, it's so satisfying watching this happen. All right, now, and once you get it started, you can actually do, you know, you kind of have to pull a few rows at a time and move up. It's so satisfying. Well, and you could also maybe stretch it to the side a little bit. It kind of loosens up those stitches, and it'll go a little faster here. All right, ready? I don't know why it's so cool. Like I said, you kind of have to, it works better if I can do it on a flat surface, but I'm doing it up in the air to show you guys. It's still fun. Sorry about my kids in the background if you can hear them, because they're getting loud again. They're having really fun. They're having a lot of fun with their game. Anywho, we're just gonna keep pulling this till we get to the other end. We're about halfway, but like I should have showed you how long this is. All right, so here is what I have left. And like it's hard to, it gets really long. And so it becomes, you turn it into like an infinity scarf. And so it, I'm actually gonna spread it out because it's taking too long to, so that's what I'm doing now. You just take it and go like this, and then you can go like that. It's a little faster. It just feels like, it almost feels blasphemous in what you're doing here, but it's so cool. Like you get to pull and like pull out yarn, you know, like there's just something. Now I'm towards the end, so it's going to be a little easier here, but you want to hold on to this and just pull out those last few stitches, those last few rounds. Well, there's more than a few there, but you just keep going till they're all pulled out. So I'm going to actually do this off camera just to hold it down a little bit off. My arms are getting a little tired. But like I said, you just keep pulling on these till you get, I'm actually going to loosen this up a little bit so that I can put my finger down in here and make sure I pull on these to get them fully out. So satisfying, but also, you know, anxiety because you're just like, ah. But anywho, now to finish this off, like this thing is long, like watch. Woo. Still going, still going. Like it makes a long scarf. It's longer than my wingspan. So then there's probably some more professional ways to do this. I actually, well, we're gonna do it more professional way here. I'm gonna put my darning needle back on and I'm gonna knot these so they don't come out on the ends. Maybe, if I can get it on the needle. I'm gonna actually put this down just a little bit so you can see what I'm doing here. Putting it on here, I'm just going to basically take this and feed it around. Make sure I have all my stitches out of the way. Okay, now I have them. Sorry, I had some of these little bumps sticking up right here that I was trying to get rid of. Just got one little bump that wants to be in the way there. So I'm just gonna make sure I cinch this up. I do apologize for the length of this video. I'm gonna try and get it under an hour here. And I'm just going to feed my yarn, you know, just sew it around that circle, kind of like you do with those magic rings. You know, just kind of go around the ring until it's, but then I like to take it and go underneath in the hole here, go under that yarn and knot it. So I'm gonna put my knots in like, you know, you do at the ends with the, all right. Let's put it back up here anyways. All right, so I got that one knotted. I'm actually gonna take my darning needle and move to the other end. I'm gonna cut a little bit off of this tail because it's super long. And I'm going to knot the other end, and then I'm actually just gonna tie them together in a knot. So when you make this, it's, you can actually, well, first of all, let me knot this. My kids, I swear, I don't know what their deal is today with this game. They are just hooting and hollering out there with it. Sorry, I like get so set in what I'm doing and not like, you know, including you guys. All right, so I'm just knotting this end here. And then some of the people I see, they take the two ends and they sew it together. To be honest, I'm just gonna knot these together. I'm just gonna take these like this and tie a knot with my two ends, pull it together like that, and just knot it a few times. Do a surgeon's knot. I think it's called the surgeon's knot, where you wrap it again. And then you knot it down. It's supposedly supposed to be, you know, good. Trying to think here. You know what? I'm gonna wrap it around. I'm gonna find my center here. I'm actually gonna wrap it around and then take the two ends again and knot them again. Like I said, I'm very much a overkill knotter. And then the cool thing is, I'm going, well, I shouldn't say the cool thing, because this isn't a hat where I can hide my tails. So the tails have to be sewn in. So, there we go. My tails are super long. I'm gonna cut them down just a little bit more so I can actually function here and not make this forever long. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna sew the ends in, just, you know, however best, you know, you can make it and stay. So just gonna do the whole weaving back and forth, and I might even sew my ends, two ends better together here while I'm doing this. So, sorry, like I said, I get into these modes where I don't pay attention to what I'm doing here. Not pay attention, that's not what I meant to say. I get into these modes where I'm like concentrating. There we go. That's the word I was looking for. Like I said, I overkill these knots like crazy. Like, I really hope this doesn't come out. And you know, there's a trick that some people use where they put glue, which I need to go buy some. It's like fabric glue, where it's like, it's malleable, but it can move and stuff, but it won't come undone. So I have my tails. I don't know. Like I said, I hope that doesn't come out, but like this part, when you twist this up into an infinity scarf, you can, that's the knot part, you can wear it towards the back where nobody's gonna see it. And there you go. Isn't that cool? Like, I had it twisted. It got twisted on itself, but it turned out really neat how it's laying there like that. So, like I said, it's super soft and light, like, and yeah, it's just a small, I guess you could call this like an infinity cowl or scarf, you know, like a small one. So there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed this crank and chat with me, and the stories and stuff that I told. And now, like I said, not a tutorial, but I went ahead and just, like I said, talked my way through it, because that's just, I don't know, I like to explain what I'm doing. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm gonna head off of here, and I'll see you on the next video, friends. Have a great day. Don't forget, be kind. Spread the kindness. Bye, friends.